Moose won't spit my sister.
Hello. I've got the nod. That means we're live. And I'm talking to you visually as well as audioly. Audioly? With my face and with my mouth.
Orally?
You know
Orally
what I
and
mean.
orally.
Yeah. Anyway, happy Thursday. Welcome to the Superior Adventurers Guild Twitch channel. I am your host, Chad, aka North Shore DM tonight, as I am in my Dungeon Master chair, which I guess is the same chair that I play in. So that gets confusing. I get confused all the time. If you've watched the show, you'll know how that goes. Anyway, let's meet my friends who play D&D with me.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
How are you? I'm good.
Fired up.
Fired up.
Hopefully not literally on fire.
Well,
Yeah. Could be worse.
Stieg, what did you do?
Steeg's on fire.
he's always
That's
on
fair.
fire.
I mean, that
See?
tracks. That makes sense. Yeah. Why don't we run through some intros?
Ooh.
I've already
Oh.
gone, so
Okay.
who's over
Hi,
next?
I'm Michael. I'm happy to be here. It's a good night. I like it. Oh no, wait, no. I'm actually specifically what I'm doing is I'm playing Gunther, an Allah of Tor, which an Allah in Svilland talk is a paladin, in more standard games, and so full of smiting and laying on of hands, and thunder, just thunder all day. Thunder from down under, thunder
Ooh.
from over under, thunder from all directions. Yeah.
Nice.
Thor-
Hi,
Thor
everybody.
was heavy into the bean diet.
Ooh. Nice. Hey, everybody. I'm Dave. Back tonight playing Vidar Gormson. Super excited. Vidar is a 5th level Scotty Ranger, and I just dipped a level into Fighter. So very, very excited to kick some more ass as a young 15-year-old Ranger of the North.
Is that the original plot to Old Yeller?
Pretty
Yep.
much. Except instead of a dog,
everybody.
he's got an owl.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse on Twitch, and I am playing Astrid Bouldersdottir, a Gothi of Balder, and that's the main or mean virtue domain. So lots of agony spells.
Mm.
And we just leveled up, by the way. So we're level 6. Yeah, exciting.
Pew pew.
6.
It is very exciting. Hey, everybody. My name is Andy. I am playing Stieg Egilson, a 6th level Runewalker, which is the Svilland version of a wizard. And yeah, excited to get these new spells. And a few more hit points.
When we're not playing this game anymore, the thing I'm going to miss the most is Andy saying Stieg Egilson.
Me too.
Egilson.
All right. Hey, we have a few things to get through before we get on to the game itself. Starting with Dave.
Hi. We are in the process of raising money for the Red Cross, the American Red Cross. They're doing amazing work to provide relief and support to folks who have been devastated by the tornadoes that hit the central United States last weekend. And we kicked off a little modest fundraising effort. We'd love for folks, if you feel so inclined and you are financially able to do so, consider donating. Even $1 will help. I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. Hop on over there. If you do feel inclined to provide a little donation, you'll also be able to designate one of the folks on the screen here players or DM with an advantage. So keep that in mind as well. You can help make the chaos reign in our game and help provide some support for people who need it. So there you go. Thank you. And thanks to Darth Surrealish for kicking in last night. That was awesome. Much appreciated. I see that you're here tonight, so thanks for being here. Back to you, Chad.
Yeah. I got a little product placement I would like to talk about. Recently, we published our first piece of published content. I wrote a module or an adventure, or however you want to say it, and I published it, and I'm really excited about it. It's for sale on DriveThru RPG. You can purchase it. It includes such things as a battle map, a cool city map, some magic items, a new monster, a story about dark fae stuff.
Very fun adventure.
It's
super fun.
It's fun. It's a quick little one shot sort of thing, 3 to 5 hours of play. We've done it in 3, and we did it in, I think 4.5, maybe 4. It's a lot of fun. There's a few different things that go on in there. You should check it out. Yeah, that's all I got there. Andy also would like to tell you about something that is very near and dear to his heart.
Nothing could be more near and dear to my heart than a t-shirt. And that would be a Superior Adventurers Guild t-shirt, to be exact. We also got sweatshirts. We got coffee mugs, if you like coffee. We got all sorts of shirts and different colors and different sizes. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else? Anything we're missing?
Hey, you might want to talk to people about joining us on Wednesday nights for this Beyond Saltmarsh thing I hear so much about. I hear it's a wacky, crazy time.
It is wacky.
It is a time. It's super fun. Awesome. Well, let us enjoy Le Recapo. So, last week, the party enacted their battle plan against the enemies, because stuff was happening and they were like, oh crap, we got to do stuff. Vidar was, of course, in a very ranger way, thinking about the environment. So he caused a fucking avalanche. And oh boy, did that take out all of the guys, except for like the Jotun that was there. He didn't get taken out. Or the enemy, like Rune Walker guy, he employed some very apt uses of things like Thunderwave, which probably should have caused another avalanche, but that's a lot of avalanches.
There's only so much avalanche that can happen at one time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's only so much avalanche that can go on. And then and another guy, the Bloodless, the leader of these bandits. And so, of course, there was a bit of a ski fight where somebody, Vidar, skied down and engaged in a fight on skis. It was dope. Thanks to Zephyr Strike, just goes to show, if you can get Zephyr Strike, get it, use it.
Crazy.
It's super dope. And the party they were very convincing in their dealings with the Jotun. So he did not attempt to murder them, as is perhaps the Jotun way, but they did rescue him. And he left after it was all said and done. Let's see. Astrid, of course, instrumental in the death of the Bloodless. She speared him to the ground, transfixed like a bug in a little bug case by her magical blue spiritual weapon sword, which was, of course, a copy of the very sword he was wielding. So that tells you something about how important this all was. And then they were like, "Oh, there's this Ferger over here. We should rescue him." And they did. They dug him out of the snow. And then they leveled up to 6.
Yay.
Also, Stieg immediately started digging through everyone's pockets, as is his way.
Rage looting.
Rage looting. That's right.
Rage looting is best looting.
That was the term I used. Yes.
Yep. So, if I remember right, one or two of you are kind of at the site of the that large kind of chained crazy forge thing. Had just pulled out the Dvergar from the snow, and that might have just been Gunder
And Astrid.
Okay, Astrid has had her moment and now she's doing stuff again. Okay, awesome. And then Stieg is, of course, going through the camp, and Vidar is making some bacon because, I like Stieg. I like to rage loot bacon after a good battle.
Were there also
Works up
pancakes?
an appetite.
There could be pancakes.
There could be pancakes. The Dvergar you pulled out of the snow, gave a little healing to, and he says, because we're just going to dig into it right now. He says, he kind of looks blearily around like, what the hell is going on? Where did you guys come from? Kind of look, And he says, thanks. Who are you?
I'm Gunder. This is Astrid. May we ask who you are?
Yep.
I mean, we did just rescue you, didn't we?
As long as that's what this is, that sounds great.
Insight check.
Sure. He says, my name is Sverker.
It's bad.
Snurker.
It's a 14.
14.
You rolled
Yeah.
a 10 and it's a 14.
Yeah.
I rolled a
sounds-
So you rolled
4,
a 4. Sorry.
and it's a 14.
Just
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah.
What were you trying? What are you trying to find out?
If he was a prisoner, or
Oh.
we just
Yes.
rescued another thug.
Yeah,
Because we actually didn't. We're just like, you look
Right.
different. You must be a prisoner.
He says that when he says, yeah, if that's what this is or whatever, he says that more of in a way of like kind of stunned confusion at the events that have just happened versus obfuscation of the truth.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
And looking him over, he's dressed kind of shabbily. You can see that he has spent time probably bound at the hands. He is not now, but he most likely was. He has a smith's hammer kind of hangs from his belt. He looks pretty rough, maybe a little malnourished, and pretty unkempt. But yeah, he says, my name is, I'm called Sverker, Sverker. Such a cool name.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Real quick,
Sverker.
shout out to Phantom for the donation. Appreciate it, Rob. Thank you very, very much.
Sverker, would you like to go back and sit by the fire and perhaps eat something and tell us what you have seen here? After you get done retching into the snow from whatever's just happened to you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and as you kind of are walking back, you can see that he walks with a rather pronounced limp.
Okay, and we bring him back to the camp where the other boys have set about promptly just taking over and setting up shop.
Yeah.
Bless them.
As you walk, he says, where did you come down from the mountain?
Yes.
Wow.
We were told to come here.
Mm.
So here we are. You're welcome.
Yeah, again, thank you. Who sent you?
I do not think you actually want to know the answer to that question.
Esther just looks up and then
Kind of
down.
taking specifically the two of you in. He's like, fair enough.
Can you tell us what the hell happened here?
These men, they took me from my home, and we were going to use the forge, which I probably should have come up with a dope name for, but I didn't. We were going to use this forge to reforge some kind of relic.
What kind of relic?
A spear.
Spear.
I didn't really tell me much about it, and I haven't really seen it yet. Although one of the guys had it. It might be under the snow somewhere.
You will have to look into this.
What happened to the Jotun?
He left.
It's fair. I was surprised they were able to capture him. They were going to cut his heart out.
Are they in the camp with? Are you guys in the camp with us now?
Yeah, they're
believe
probably
so.
getting there. Yeah, they walk up.
I think we're walking and talking.
Yeah. What Stieg and Vidar, what are you two dudes up to? What are you getting into?
So, Stieg, how do you like your bacon? Real crispy? Like almost burnt? Or...
Oh, not that crispy.
Oh, we better... Here. And Vidar is pulling bacon off the griddle, off the pan, whatever it might be, and laying it out for the group as they return. They had an inordinate amount of bacon here.
They
Is there
must have
such a
been-
thing?
We should take some with us.
Realistically, no.
Too much bacon
everyone-
can clog your arteries, Astrid.
This is. How do you? Not asking. This is Sverter. Sverter. This
Sure.
is
With a K. Sverker.
Sverker. Sorry,
Yeah,
Sverker
yeah.
with a K. This is Stieg, and this is Vidar.
Mm.
You like bacon?
Did they?
Yep.
Join us.
Thank you. And again, you guys make a hell of an entrance.
I think we got lucky.
We are very lucky.
Luck is as much a talent as many other things.
It has kept us alive
That's
for
true.
quite a while now.
It helps to be lucky.
You're
Did you
weird
find
and
any-
strong.
Do you find anything good, Stieg?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about
I
what
found
you
some
found.
amazing things.
Yeah.
Loot.
So if you remember, so obviously there's a dope sword. There are last time. So when I described it before, I said that there was one mammoth tusk mug, which is one of the things that you found. But then I was statting it up today, and I decided that there are in fact two mugs, which will become obvious why there are two when you identify them. I guess yes, they're magical. Yeah. You find you of course found the Runewalker's like satchel, like, so he's got like his rune key, his spell book, a component pouch, that kind of stuff. Hang on. Carbonated beverages.
It happens.
Yeah. You find a modest amount of coin about the camp, which is handy. Let me. Give me a random treasure generator. Yes, you find about 200 silver pieces and 150 gold pieces. It is strange thinking about giving you guys money. I was talking with Kyle about this. In some games, you would say, that's not a lot of money. But in this game, that's a lot of money.
I feel
I'm
rich.
I'm really bad about giving out money, it turns out.
What were the
Buy a whole
totals?
goat with that.
Yeah.
200 silver, 150 gold.
Yeah. A variety of weapons and just kind of general like cold weather gear, food. There's a number of rashers of bacon, pulks and that kind of stuff.
What about that heavy bag with stuff in it that I pulled off the big boss guy?
There's a heavy. Oh, did I forget about something? There's a heavy bag with stuff in it.
Yep, that was the
Oh,
quote with
man.
stuff in it.
No.
And the Runewalker,
Ah.
did he have some kind of staff or something like that? And was that like a thing?
He does have a staff.
Okay.
It's got a cool crystal on top of it. I'm a bad man. Wow. All right. Oh, and there's the bear shirt or the bear cloak, which looks cool.
Is it a shirt? Is it a cowl? Is it a
It's like a cloak
Okay.
with the head over one shoulder instead of over the top. So it's more like a bearskin cape than a cloak. That's strange fashion choices. I get it.
Okay.
The man was not a sartorial genius.
Yeah.
That would be like, oh, here's a bear. Like,
Right.
don't
Well,
I
look
can
over.
barely believe it.
Well, there's no skull in there, so it flattens out a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a flattened. That's a little bit more.
More like a
Yeah.
3/4 arm drape of bear.
Yeah.
He was a pretty
'Cause
big guy too.
Otherwise,
He was a big
it's
dude,
like
yeah.
a bad
He's just all
ventriloquist
shoulder.
act.
So inside that that bag, you find a couple of small boxes, like rectangular shaped boxes, fairly heavy. Opening them up, assuming that you do so, you find a few pieces of a long broken spearhead and langes.
Okay.
The lange is strips of metal that go along the shaft to protect the head, that end of the shaft from breakage by other weapons. There are a couple. There are 3 iron like bars, like gold bar form.
Is somebody writing this down? Thank you.
Ours are iron though.
Yeah, they're like shaped like gold bars, but they're iron. Well, they're not that trapezoidal.
They're
They're
ingots.
they're
For
Ingots. Yeah.
smelting.
Oh yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Well, for that you would use, they've been smelted that you would use to heat up to forge something. There is there are a couple of there's like a bar of copper, and then there's another bag in that bag that is full of large chunks of charcoal looking stuff.
Charcoal looking stuff or actual charcoal?
I mean, it's charcoal.
Not charcoal made from the blood of dragons or something.
I mean, maybe.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna take the broken spearhead and langes and lay them down in the snow and like wave the diverger over and say, "Is this the spear?"
Quite possibly, yeah. And this thing is BTW, massive. Like it could almost be like a sword blade. He says, Jotun make.
Might explain why they needed the heart, but why would they need a Jotun spear?
Well, it can't be good.
There's a question we are missing.
Is that
My
why they
friend.
need-
Have you been into the forge?
They haven't brought me over yet. We've only been here, we've only gotten that far in the last couple of days.
We'll need to check the forge.
What did they need the Jotun for?
His heart.
But why did they need his heart? Do you know?
Magical bullshit.
Probably a spell component.
Ding,
How
ding,
would-
ding, 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 ding.
But he's a giant Jotun. How are they going to get it out of him?
The big fucking knife.
That's what they
The
had that
hard
sword
way.
for.
I
That
suppose he was chained up.
that moonblade.
That's your
Oh.
sword, Astrid. The one we've been searching for then.
Moonblade?
The moon
It's-
blade.
Yeah, it's made from your people call it moonstone.
Is that why it glows blue?
Yeah, and actually it's like a pale white blue. In the description, once I give you the readout for it, you'll see that I wrote it glows a pale white blue, not unlike a winter's moon. Yeah. Yeah, let me here. Oh, come on. Fuck you, Adobe Acrobat. Out of memory, you son
Get
of a-
it?
Piece of
bitch.
shit acrobat.
What does it need memory for?
I know.
You don't even balance on anything, bro.
It's like the 8th time today that I've had to close it all down. Although this time I only had 2 PDFs open and not like the 6 that I had open before.
Yeah.
where
This
did
is
it
your
go?
sword then, Astrid. The one we've
This
been
is-
searching for.
The one that was stolen. Yes.
Do you
Um,
know how to wield it? I mean, the powers it has?
Well, I mean, I don't actually. I didn't make it, and it wasn't for me. So we probably should identify it.
Oh boy, I have some work to do.
Do we want to do all of that work before we go check out the forge? I only say this because we do not know what lurks yet in the forge.
Well, I mean,
Sterker.
we could keep a watch, and then Stieg could stay here, and someone could feed him bacon while he identifies things. And
I like that idea.
I mean, maybe some of this is helpful.
So we're going to take time and begin this work. That is fine. I just wanted to make sure we had discussed it before we did it. That way,
Well,
in case something dark comes creeping out, we know that we thought about it.
We should
Sterker,
rest.
Do you know if there was more of them at the forge?
I don't think that there were any others over there when that avalanche came down. He kind of like looks over at like the field where there's like a random few legs and arms sticking up. You know,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, good job,
I guess-
Peter.
I guess it's hard to tell how many there are now.
Fair
It was an
point.
impressive avalanche.
It just came to
was.
me, I guess.
It's a
We
good
had to act
idea.
quickly, and it worked. It's a lot of dead men.
A lot of dead bad men.
Yes, they deserved it. There's no question. Do we
Men are
need to
still men.
rest? Do we need to heal ourselves?
I believe the success of your plan was that we did not take many wounds.
Agreed. Just making sure.
But I believe it has been said that we're going to take time and review these things, which means those of us who are not Stieg will have some rest and be able to watch. Stieg will get no rest, but he will get bacon. So it seems a fair deal.
How long will it take you, Stieg, to identify these items?
Well, I mean, how many? I guess it depends on how long does it take to cast Identify as a ritual. It's like 10 minutes, and then can you only do one at a time?
You'd have to look at the spell.
Typically,
I
yeah,
don't.
you like
Yeah.
You have your hand. You have to be touching the object, I believe, and then you gain the benefits of whatever the spell lays out.
Okay, we've got sword, spearhead, Runewalker staff, then Runewalker satchel, maybe bearskin cloak with the head on the shoulder. I think that's it. So 50 minutes. Short rest.
Yeah, like an hour.
All right, I'll get started identifying things. I'm going to set up shop in one of these tents that doesn't smell too bad.
I'll grab a bunch of
Mhm,
bacon
mhm.
and just sit next to Stieg and feed him bacon.
Oop. Oop.
What's that one?
Gunder just kind of settles down like near a fire where he can like kind of see them and also see out past the ruins towards the forge. And just at one point, he's going to look over at Vidar and go, that scene seems incredibly domestic. It's strange to have here.
Agreed. But thankful for the food. The tents may come in handy as well.
This is true, although I do not know how much further to the south we have to travel.
We will need to find our way down the mountain, which will take some time. While we're waiting, I'm going to send Iceland to take a peek at what we're in for.
This seems wise. I will make sure nothing shits on your head while you were out.
Thank you.
Ah.
Just shield over his head to catch it.
Yeah, I'll close my eyes and Iceland can do a
Yeah.
couple of circles over the forge.
Yeah, you kind of as before, there's you can see that they had finished putting planks on the kind of right hand chain to kind of make a bit of a walkway out there. You can see a kind of a dull light from the center, not unlike on the map here. The difference is there's kind of this doorway / cave bit here on the map.
Mm-hmm.
That is not in fact there.
Okay. Does it seem
but-
like the pillar of the forge is like falling away from the cliff's edge? It kind of looks like that in the picture, so I just want to see if that's
Mhm.
actually the way it looks. Okay.
Yeah, you can see that it actually moves a little bit like like a skyscraper in the wind. And you can kind of hear the creak of these like massive chains.
Yeah. Looks super dicey.
Yeah,
Not an exciting place to go.
Super sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go pound iron on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a magical fire.
It's got to be special, right? Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, there's you don't see anybody else out there. And it just kind of goes away into the mist, down off the cliff. Yeah.
Sweet. I'll relay that information to the crew while Stieg's doing his thing, and we're all chomping on bacon.
Is there a way
Jumping on-
into it, or is it just on the top of the forge?
It's just the top that is the so there's that anvil. There's a big anvil there. And you can see that there probably at one point was some kind of bridge that is broken now.
Okay, well that tracks.
Yeah.
Perhaps we
Also-
do not need to investigate it then.
Also, props to 2 Minute Tabletop for making this awesome map.
Yeah.
I love their
Um,
stuff.
Okay. Do you guys want to get to some magic items?
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
Nah.
Do I ever? All right. Let's see. Oh no, I suppose I should find them. Find them. So I am going to share some docs in the Discord chat.
Ooh.
Ducks.
So I don't know if there's if you want to like
Should we?
throw them up on the map screen or something, Dave, if you want to
Sure.
do that. And spell book and a spell book.
Oh.
Mammoth tusk mugs. I'm already there.
Yeah, I was particularly happy with what I came up for those. So yeah, so the hand of Manny being the god of the moon, is a legendary. I ended up having to decide to have it to make it a legendary item. It is a legendary longsword. It's so a cool thing about an interesting thing. It is not a steel blade. It is actually some kind of like sky rock stone that was found in the green lights of the east one day, that people have made into weapons, and it glows. So it's kind of a white, kind of dull white sort of coloring of instead of like steel, right? It's the flats of the blades are covered in runes of power. It does extra damage against Jotun, and it has a variety of benefits.
A plethora of them.
Should certain things happen, right? So if you're a follower of Balder, since it was of course made by partially empowered by the Faceless, the Balder cult that Astrid is a part of, you can essentially give a mark of agony to a target for 1 minute, which makes them make saving throws or fall prone with torturous agony when you hit them. Because that sounds rad, doesn't it?
Metal as fuck.
If you're a Vergar, you can use a charge to do additional lightning and thunder damage, as if it was a kind of like a axe of dwarven kind or whatever. They do that. And you can use it to do a cool magical moonbeam sort of a range attack, not unlike in Zelda, because that sounds cool. However, there is a drawback to it. Like the god Manny, who is forever chased by Hati, or however the hell you say the name of the wolf that chases the moon. The wearer or the bearer of the sword has a fear of wolves. which could be good or bad.
You should
Probably
always be
not
worried
good.
about wolves.
Always be worried about
It's true.
wolves. Yeah, so that's that. I'm really I'm proud of that guy. And the cups, the Mammoth Tusk cups, once per day, 2 people can drink and toast each other and then gain the benefit of warding bond, which like gives, if you're within like
60
blah
feet.
feet of each other, 60 feet of each other, you get armor class bonuses and 10 hit points, but one of you takes damage that the other one takes.
And also,
But you
it
do get
breaks,
resistance.
but it also breaks if you move outside of 60 feet of each other.
Yeah.
So toast each other mid-battle, which I'm down with.
Yeah. Seems super cool.
Yeah, it does seem cool.
The spell book has a bunch of cool spells in it. The spells
Yeah,
that
it
I
does.
include, the spells that I included in there are from the South Sea region guide. I don't know if I have that
Oh.
in the drive or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't recognize a couple of those Svilland based spells.
Yeah, and
But
those
I
are
think you
written on
have
the
them in
second.
there. Yeah.
They're written on the second
Yeah.
page. Yeah. And the bear cape. What does the bear cape do?
I do not see the bear cape in Discord yet.
Oh, that's because I forgot about it.
That's fair.
I just have to. But I think
Just
I had
didn't
intended.
expect us to kill that guy so quickly.
Yeah, I forgot about it because I had intended on it. I'm pretty sure there's an actual magic item that's a cool bear cape, which is what I intended, which is why I forgot to write it down. Where did it go? Nope. I'm just forgetful and dumb. So let's do this. This cool bear cape gives you +1 armor class bonus
Ooh.
and resistance to non-magical slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage. Also, it's a great conversation starter at parties.
That's pretty amazing. That's really cool.
Oh my god, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question: is the Rune Rocker's staff magical?
It is not.
It's more of like a. It
It's
was
just
like,
like
his
focus, like
Yeah.
instead of a magic wand, it's his magic staff sort of thing.
Right.
Some good stuff, guys. Some good loot.
Oh
Yeah, this is cool
That bear
items.
skin.
Steve, what are you
If you
going to
wanna
do
be a
with all
barbarian,
of those
you could be a
spells
barbarian.
that you have now? Can you learn all those? How does that
guess
work?
I guess I don't know. I don't know the mechanic on that. I
Saymond
guess.
will
How do
know.
spells work?
How does magic work?
It's a mystery.
I don't just get them instantly, right? Don't I have to
Right, you can copy in. So you can, for each level of spell, the process of copying a spell into your spell book takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces.
So wizardy rules.
Yep.
Well, I know that I killed that person, but I didn't do it alone. Does anyone need this bearskin cloak more than I do?
All of us could use it.
I would be of use as I out of character, Gundar's the tank, and that makes him super tank. But like Dave and Vidar were saying, anyone could use that who's going to get picked. And Vidar does get up in melee and get scrappy a lot.
Yeah, as much as I desire that +1 AC, I think it'd be best for somebody that it's like up there in it and getting that resistance, because that resistance is the huge part. So it's like wearing a barbarian kind of.
Okay. Then I will.
It will
take
also require attunement.
and I will hand it to Vidar.
Well, Vidar looks at it and hands it to Gundar. You should take this.
Gundar thinks really, really hard about that, and there's definitely a long pause as he considers it, and finally he just nods and takes it.
And hands it to Stieg.
And hands it to no. He does give Vitar a look and goes, if I am taking this, you best not get yourself killed by mundane means.
You
You
have
understand?
given me your dagger, and it only seems right.
It was just a dagger.
I know.
This is much more fashionable.
It's the principle of it.
When we
Cheers.
return, I shall have the finest dagger forged for you Molgor has ever seen.
Deal.
Well, we're pretty rich. We can forge a lot of things, I think.
Not if Stieg has to jot down all these notes with special rune paper and whatnot.
Yeah,
Molgor
make
does not
the
have enough paper for
valiant-
this.
Paper.
prune paper. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that stuff's like $20 a sheet on Etsy.
It is.
I know.
I've met Etsy. Her stuff is not cheap.
No, yeah. You can see Stieg. Stieg, do you take any time to look at that broken spear?
Yeah, I would
At all?
imagine I'd probably look at that too.
So that is covered in kind of in runes. They're a little. Some of them are like the same sort of things that you're used to seeing, like your runes. Some of them are different. Runes that you're not familiar with, which is odd in a certain sense. You can tell that this was probably once some kind of imbued weapon, was once, before it was broken, was magical. And you can tell, you can postulate perhaps by the runes that you are able to read that this was perhaps some kind of a very powerful sort of weapon that could really go through armor like butter. There's a specific rune for that. That everybody knows that rune.
The butter rune.
Yeah,
Yes, the hot knife through butter rune.
Yeah, the parquet rune.
Smooth like butter.
Parquet.
Oops, it's not metal.
I can't believe this is a metal.
I can't believe it's not metal.
Very nice.
Yeah, kind of while you guys are doing that, Sverker is gonna go through, kind of goes around and like get some better clothing and stuff on. He's kind of like going through like some of the tents and acquiring some goods. He comes by at some point and So you came here for this? Kind of pointing to the sword.
Well, yes, I did know that it was here, but I also felt like someone needed our help.
Hmm. Well, it's a potent weapon.
And it will eventually get back to where it belongs.
Hmm.
I'm
Can
not
we-
actually sure where it was supposed to go.
You do know, and I know this because I dug through our Discord chat, that you had a name of who it was going to.
Oh, I have a name of who that was going to.
It was Gunder. Who knew?
I would have recognized that. I don't think I actually have it written down though.
That's fair.
So I guess I could either deliver it to the person who it should be delivered to, or we could bring it back to Crookshot.
Can we wield it against Magnus?
I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't use it in the interim, but I don't think anybody should get attached to it.
If we survive Fogbearer, then we will worry about such things. Also, where are you from, my friend?
Yes. Hang on, I just gotta I gotta find the map.
Upper Sturgertonia.
That's right.
Did you have any hand in making this sword? I know it was of Diverger make.
No, that is not my work. I am from Vauxhall, which is
Know anything
in
about that town?
Allsparter. I don't know. I don't even know anything about the town.
Then
Ultimately,
yeah, we got no shit.
it doesn't matter.
We-
It's a name on a map.
Is it something we would have heard of? Go, oh yes, to the east, or something.
All right. Well, now you're gonna make me just go look.
No,
it
it's okay. That's
No,
fine.
it's
We
too
just
late now. I'm
nod
looking it up.
sagely. Go on.
Ugh, why don't I just have the book here? I hate PDFs. Oh, I hate PDFs so bad.
When is the book supposed to get here?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, right. I think they're. Yeah. Anyway, there's printing happening. I think. I don't remember.
The printer once bit my
Uh-huh.
sister.
So we will wield
That
the
sounds-
sword against Magnus. We are headed to Fogbearers next then. Is that still the plan?
Yes. We should probably check out those caves next to the forge. And I would like to.
There are no caves there.
Oh, there wasn't a cave. All right. So
Yeah.
we've checked that out. I would like to attune to the sword then.
Yeah, you take some time, the hour, and yeah, you are able to unlock its powers.
Question:
Other
Are
than
we?
its Vergar part.
Are we or are we not doing something with the forge? Are we going there still, or are we good?
Gunder thinks we're okay with not doing anything with it because he thought, and the player thought, that there was internal structure that there might be shit hiding in. It looks like that's not the case. So it's not a concern because we can see from here there's nothing there.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I think we rest the night, and tomorrow we descend.
Is my
homing beacon done? Is that
Yep.
still doing anything?
Nope.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Nope. There's a new quest. No. Yeah. No. It's done.
Shit. I mean, it's a great feature for following the narrative, but still.
Okay. Then yes,
Um,
I think we should stay the night here. It's a wonderful idea, Vida.
It's all right if I travel down the mountain with you.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Are you
Without
any
question.
good with a sword?
I've been known to cut a man or two.
Well,
Good answer.
we are on our way to dispatch the people who caused this as well. You know, like the ones higher up. You're welcome to come with us, but it is very dangerous.
I'm not really great in a fight. I got
Now
a
you
gimp
say.
leg. I got this gimp leg.
Oh, I can
I'm
cut a
really-
man. No, I'm not good
No,
in the
he's not
fight
so
though,
good.
man.
Not gonna cut a man that much.
To be fair, we may not return from Fogbears. It will be very dangerous.
So let us get the men to the south and on the road.
Agreed.
Yes. Yeah. You pass an evening again here on the mountain, although far more protected than you have been. Although I suppose you had Samon's hut, so that wasn't so bad. But now
That
you have
damn
tents
hut.
and bacon and stuff,
So much bacon.
so that helps a lot. Let us have. Let's have. Do you guys keep a watch? I
Definitely.
imagine?
Of course.
Awesome.
Got to see if anything
Um,
crawls out of that snow.
Exactly. Yeah. Why don't you arrange your tokens here on the map in a left to right fashion, left being first watch, right being last watch, for a watch order. So it's like a watch sandwich.
A watch witch, if you will.
Steve, what are you doing?
I don't know.
I don't know. I keep grabbing other people and moving them around. Whee!
All right. Vidar, please give me a d20 roll.
13.
Okay.
Are we sleeping in tiny huts?
I would
Or-
offer to cast it if people want to.
It's probably warmer than the tent, even.
It is, and safer if we get swarmed
Yeah.
by Draugr in the night.
I could take a watch from inside the hut.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, because can't you
do
just
that.
poke your head out?
You can see out of it,
Yeah.
You know,
We
'cause it's,
can
like,
also poke our
transparent.
heads out and just be like, hello?
but if I leave it, it disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Oh.
yeah, we could. I could cast it out here, and
Okay.
we could stay inside of it.
Kind of got to
That's
do
a
the hokey
great
pokey a little bit, you know, like your right foot in, your right foot out, kind of shake it. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, Vidar, your watch. The mountain now is quiet. It's almost a little strange because you can obviously see parts of men there on the strewn about in the dark. And you hear the wind and the creaking of massive chains. But yeah, your watch goes uneventfully. Gunder, please, a d20 roll.
I rolled a 2. Is that good?
It's not bad. You same sort of thing. Towards the end of your watch, the you can see in the sky to the north the Bifrost waving. It says, "Hey, what's up, dude? It's nice to see you there."
Yo, what up, Heimdall?
What up, Heimdall? Yeah, but otherwise, your watch goes uneventful. Astrid,
Oh well,
Oh. you got a thing.
a thing. Gunder is going when he wakes up. Astrid, will just wake up. Your turn. And then, kind of in passing, he kind of pause and be like, "The faceless, you said?"
Yes, that's my people.
Is it true the things they say with the reason they wear the masks?
Baldur isn't like the other gods. There's a cost for everything we do. And the longer you cast the spells, the longer you are exposed to Baldur, it's physically painful. And there are changes.
I just have terrible arthritis. Does everyone wear the same mask, or do you get to pick what it looks like?
Well, and she pulls out of her bag the mask, and when she pulls it out, you can see that there are names carved on the inside, like dozens of names. And then she just flips it over to the other side, which is just smooth, and it looks like from being in the bag, a lot of white paint is kind of like rubbed away, so it's almost brown now. And she puts it up to her face, and you can just see the eyes, and there's no features. They all sort of look like this, but this one is a little worn.
But I think it is one you want to keep looking at the inside, yes?
Well, that's personal.
I assume so, which is why you wish to keep it. I was merely going to say, perhaps at least we can find a pleasing something to paint or carve on it, so you do not find it as boring. He kind of shrugs and then gets into his bedroll.
All right. Astrid will take out some wood and, start doing a little carving on her break as she's watching. Just something to do to keep her up and busy.
What are you carving?
Screaming faces.
Yes. I am going to carve an owl.
Nice. Give me a carving roll.
Owl carving roll.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
That would be a 4.
Yeah.
Despite seeing an owl constantly, she seems to have no idea what it looks like.
Yeah. You carve a duck.
Oh, another one.
It's a really nice duck, but it is decidedly not an owl.
No. I'm gonna have a flock of these pretty soon.
Maybe it's like a hybrid. It's one of those you start carving it and then you kind of black out, and when you come back, it's like an owl body but with a duck head.
That sounds horrifying.
Horrible duck romancy.
Yeah, right.
Create a duck romancer in the party now.
At least it's not a goose. That would be deadly. Owl body with a goose head. All the anger. All
Those
of it.
weird teeth.
Yeah, right. Give me a D20 roll as well, please.
All of us?
Well, I mean, eventually everyone will have to make one, yes. But ultimately just her because it's her watch. So you'll have to roll again, Steve. You did it out of turn. But that's okay. Yeah, your watch goes. Nothing happens. You can see Bifrost is kind of lighting the sky to the north. Yeah, it's cold. There's a wind. There's the kind of eerie sound of the creaking chains, and a field of corpses.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on that
normal stuff. Yeah,
field of corpses because they've pretty much all come back from the dead.
Wasn't that a Sting song from the late 90s? Field of Corpses?
Should have been.
It's off his metal album.
It's black.
Everyone goes, everyone, like even Christopher Lee did a metal album, right? So it's so bad though. Stieg, your watch. Give me a D20 roll.
All right.
Oh, damn it.
14 plus. What am I rolling?
No, it's just a D20 roll.
Oh, okay. 14.
If you roll a 1, maybe the corpses will come after you.
They can't get me in.
I usually do it to people on 20s to fuck with them.
Yeah, I changed it up. The night is calm and cold, as you would expect. And towards the end of your watch, towards the middle of your watch, you can see the horizon start to lighten as dawn begins to break.
Vidar is
nothing
up early,
untoward happens.
packing pulks, gathering supplies, salvaging anything that needs salvaging from the supplies of the marauders.
Yeah, as I said, this is kind of a lot of like camping gear, right?
Yep.
There's a stack of wood that evidently somebody probably chopped lower down and carried up.
It's actually probably good to take with us.
Mm-hmm.
There are some like there's a cooking pot on that big fire there, a few rashers of bacon.
Yeah, he'll pack whatever seems useful.
Yeah,
Gundr will help him out.
and of course
Take a very
bunch
large
of
one for
tents.
himself. Just carry it.
Who wants to carry this long, broken spearhead and head?
Perhaps we should chuck it over the cliff.
I mean, I don't know if that would be the best thing to do.
What's that, Stieg?
You want to destroy it?
What?
I believe
Okay.
if our enemy wants it, denying it to him is the wisest course.
You could toss it in the furnace.
He is a wise man.
Yeah. You'd
I'm
have to-
okay with that.
Wait, did you just say nah?
No, I was
Say
just
no,
saying-
I'm not a wise man.
No. I was thinking. No, it's not worth keeping.
Well, let us take it to the forge and drop it in.
How do we get out there?
They made a walkway. You probably shouldn't cross it.
True. You probably shouldn't.
Or someone
Actually,
could.
I'm
use
probably
that-
the only one that can fall and not die.
Well, then there's the wand. The blackened yew wand?
How long
The-
does
The
that
one
last?
that lets you fly?
Yeah, the one that lets you fly.
Yeah, the one that lets you fly.
The one you haven't used yet?
Yes, that one.
Would you
The one
like
that I
to
forgot I
fly?
had and almost fell to my death. Yes, that one.
Yes, that one. A very important point. Would you care to fly it over and drop it in to do the honors?
Oh,
If not, one of us will.
Get attuned to it. we remember.
I do not have anything about attunement on it.
That was one of the items we got from the village, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Let me give me one quick sec. Boop, 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 boop. It does not require attunement.
Okay.
Just like-
So anyone
Like
could
a
take
broom
it.
of line. Yeah. The command word is, if I haven't said anything about a command word yet, its command word is death from above.
Down. I like that.
All right. So you have 1 minute, and you can move 60 or fly 60 feet per 6 seconds.
Okay.
So
Who is doing this? Am I doing this? Are you doing this? It's your wand is why I ask. You kind of have to be the person to tap people with it.
Oh gosh. Do we? If I have to make any kind of strength check, it will be bad. But
Okay,
fine.
that is fine. If that's fine. And he picks up the box with it in it, and just starts heading over to the edge of the forge.
All right. She hands you the wand.
This feels very strange.
I mean, there was a
How-
bag. There was a bag that those boxes were in. You
Oh,
could
put it
them
back in the bag, and
and
then-
carry it that way.
I'll hand you the bag.
Okay, and just Gundar's just there with a bag and a wand and looks like the most lost Hogwarts student ever. Just okay.
You can do it, Gundar. You can do it.
You're all thumbs with that one. You're holding it wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry, Runar.
It's upside down.
Stieg, would you prefer to be doing this?
Can somebody cast it on him with the wand?
I thought so.
No, you hold the wand and then you say
Yeah,
that
you
command word and then you
behold
can
it.
fly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Gundar will go over to the edge of where the rickety ass bridge is. Goes. Death from above. Bing!
Yeah, and you start flying. You lift
Oh!
off.
Whoa! Hold on. I just want to roll to see how poorly this goes on my end.
All right.
13. So apparently he doesn't tumble ass over tea kettle. Just he does. I imagine he does just more like a Hulk jump. We're like, ooh, woof. Then lands on it. Big
Yeah,
wide
it's-
eyes.
Yeah. It
Drop it.
Good
when
job,
your weight settles onto the here, let's
Pedestal?
let's do this. Whoops. Control C. Control V. Boop. There. So yeah, as your weight settles onto the kind of the platform, if you will, you feel it kind of move a bit. Not so much that you have to like roll or fall over or anything like that. But you can imagine that forging out here would be next to impossible.
There's a moment of hesitation when that thought comes across his mind. It's like, then what were they going to? Well, they don't have the Jotun's heart. Fuck it. And in the
Yeah.
it is chucked into the fuck it bucket, if you will.
Yeah, as you kind of reach to hold these pieces over the forge, you suddenly feel as if you are moving requires effort. Like it doesn't. There's something still perhaps here that does not want to be destroyed, but it isn't enough in this state to offer any real resistance to a man of your stature. And you yeet that shit into the forge,
It has been yoked,
into the furnace. Yep.
putting him ahead of half of the cast of Lord of the Rings. and then he kind of
Yeah.
just he waits for it to drop out of sight, and before anything else can happen, it's just and jump back.
Yeah. And as you
Which he
kind
rolled
of
17, so yeah.
nice, yeah.
Oof, I'll do it. Oof.
As you are about halfway back, there is a gout of flame and heat that kind of bursts forth from the top or from that opening of the furnace forge bit, whatever there, that persists for probably until you're back, for a good couple of heartbeats, right? The flames almost include a colors not normally associated with flames, such as black, dark blue, and you would, Gunder, you would swear that you heard a moaning whale, perhaps.
Perhaps
And then
a low keening.
A low keening, if you will, and then
Here at Midwinter.
and then it subsides, and things are back to normal. And you land. Yeah, you land.
I am not doing that again. Here is your wand.
You looked so good doing it.
Thank you. It looked really easy when you were doing it.
It was not fun. No. It was. You are welcome to do such a thing whenever your heart is taken, but as for me, I will keep the feet on the ground.
Well, hopefully I will only have to use it if I get blown over a cliff.
Let's just avoid that happening.
I'll
Excellent.
try.
And yeah, that's that task done and dusted.
Hell yeah.
And you prepare to head out, I imagine. So let's do this. Let us take a break, acquire more beverages, perhaps a snack, tend to our bodies. If you are watching us live, hello, thank you. Please consider donating to the Red Cross via this link for money to help the victims of the tornadoes down there in the south this past week. People need it. I hear about it on NPR. It sounds like not good. It's not great. Yeah.
Seen
We'll see
some
in
things.
about-
Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. We'll see in about 10 minutes. We're back. Bye-ish.
Bye.
It's not like a full bye because we'll be back, right? Hello. I hope you are refreshed. We are now. Hopefully, I guess I'm refreshed.
Cheers. Prost.
Cheers.
Skål.
Skål. Yeah, let's get back into it. You are high as a
Is that
kite.
it?
Yep.
Or hi, Mr.
Well, yeah.
Turns
What
out
was
you've
in this
never,
We're at the game.
bacon?
We're talking about the game here.
you
can
have
see
never
my
left
hand.
Molgor.
I put a lot of mushroom on the bacon.
Yep.
Where did you get the mushroom?
You are. In
Oh,
fact,
you don't want to know about that.
You're in the garden shed behind the inn. You've never left town. You're tripping balls.
Been in Molgor this whole time.
No, you are high in the Mologoroth. You had been camped out in a ruin that had a bandit camp kind of in it. You killed all of them, and now you're ready to. Well, and yes, you destroyed a really big, kind of crazy, broken spearhead in the forge that's nearby, perched precariously. And now you are ready to head out of the mountain with Sverker, your new Dverger friend.
Sverker the Durker.
Sverker the Dverger.
Oh, Sverker the
Yes.
Durger.
Sverker the Dverger.
Sverker the Durger.
Dverger the Dverger. Yeah, you're ready to head down out of the mountains and well, or at least this section of the mountain, and find your way to Fogbear.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Enriched as you are by bacon, of course.
You can do all things are possible through bacon, which sustains us.
This,
to admit,
this
I
game is
have-
brought to you by the Meat and Dairy Council.
I have a bit of a tummy ache from all the bacon we ate last night.
What?
I hear bacon will help with that.
More bacon? It's like the hair of the pig that bit ya.
Yes, same
That's right.
principle.
I've heard of that.
Hair of the hog.
Hair of the hog that bit ya. Well then, here's to lower elevations.
I stopped having the vision thing, so that's good.
Thank goodness.
That's. To be fair, that was an important thing to take care of.
I mean, when a god says, go here,
You
You
go
know.
there, yes.
go there.
I have experienced that. Don't argue with them.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Dig's over there
Yeah.
thinking about, I'd fight a god. What up?
Yeah, I'd loot that shit.
Maybe after he was already down.
Why don't we have some survival rolls as you journey down out of this mountain?
Because I don't want to roll bad.
Well, it's too bad. Suck it up, Buttercup.
18 for Vidar.
Oh, Stig!
Dig!
Yeah, natural.
Dig!
This
Falls in a
VTT does
crevasse and
not like
dies.
just frostbitten and
Yeah. So Stig got what is your total, Stig?
I was gonna check that. That's what I was doing. Okay. Survival plus 0. Natural. That's just a 1.
A 1. Okay. Did everybody else got more than 10?
I got a 26.
God damn.
Yes.
I got a 13. So,
I'm-
you know.
High on life with the sword in my grasp.
Oxygen deprivation. Woo!
Feels good.
Yeah. You so you are kind of walking down the Sverker kind of gives you some pointers, essentially like, oh, hey, we came up this way. So you find not a great trail, but a trail nonetheless, that you kind of follow down. And let's do this. If you could arrange yourself in what a person would consider a marching order. As we
Could it be more of a lackadaisical kind of lazy walking order?
Yeah. More of a let us. And actually, here, hang on. Don't do it yet. Let me do.
Too late. Several people already have.
I know. I'm gonna move us to. I'll move us to the mountain page.
Ooh.
There. Let's do it here. In the mountain
Vidar will lead the
screen.
way.
Okay.
With Iceland keeping point, watch, overwatch.
I'll go next if no one else will.
I'd like to be in the middle somewhere. Not on the end.
And Gundr brings up the rear.
All right. So you are kind of making your way down in this particular instance, kind of along the top of a inclined sort of ridge line, a bit of a spur, if you will, if I'm remembering my terrain forms correctly. And it's not a huge kind of space to walk. It's maybe the trail is, equates to about a 3 to 4 foot wide rough sort of space across it before you get, sloped down away. And it's it's wintertime, and you're in the mountains, so it's a little snowy, it's a little icy, it's a little windy. And Stieg, real quick, what kind of things are you hauling in your pulk?
I assume that we grabbed a bunch of rations and firewood and like that cooking pot. So I don't know if I would have all of that, but I guess it would be a lot of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Anything magical I'm keeping on my person.
Okay.
Like those, I think I still have the drinking horn, the mammoth tusk mugs.
So you're kind of making your way down across this, along this kind of ridge line. And it's been a little windy, not too bad, but there are a couple of like back-to-back gusts, and perhaps your pulk has some wood stacks on it, so it offers a bit more surface area in which it can get grabbed by the wind, which it, of course, in this case, does. And you are kind of pulled towards the edge. Give me a, we'll say, a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
I realized after I said that's your weak spot.
Thought strength was his weak spot.
That too.
It's probably not much better. 9.
9. Your pulk kind of gets blown to the side over the edge, and you feel it kind of go and kind of drag you with it, and you get swept off of your feet, but are able to grab on to an outcrop by one hand. So you're fucking Stalloning it by one hand.
Saw that movie.
Paul kind of dangling behind you.
I'm holding it off the edge of the cliff still.
Well, I guess, okay. So when I have used, a lot of times when I have used pulks, we tie them to ourselves. So your hands are free. I guess that's up to you if you want to do that. Then we would untie them if we're crossing a lake. So you don't, if you fall in, not everything is attached or whatever. It's easy to drop stuff. But that's up to you. If you want to tie yourself to the pulk, it does make it easier to pull. But if you would just hang on to it and pull, that's also an option.
Do any of us notice that Stieg is having a hard time with this descent?
Gosh, I would think so.
Yeah, Gunder notices this right away. It's been pretty good going right up until now.
Well, if it's like a choice of me or the pulk, I'm going to drop the pulk.
Save the pulk. I mean, Stieg.
Gunder's going to shout.
He's got the bacon.
Fuck.
Gunder's going to shout, drop his poke, and scramble over to make sure Stieg doesn't fall to his doom.
Okay. Gunnar, give me an athletics roll.
Oh my god.
How many party members can I kill on one mountain?
That becomes a 14 total.
A 14, yes. Yeah, you drop your pack and your pulk or whatever, and kind of, maybe do like an epic dive for him.
There's definitely a dive in there.
Full extension. Yeah, it's the final seconds of the game into the end zone. Stieg is the ball, and you you manage, you grab a hold of Stieg, perhaps as his strength was giving out,
just bodily haul his ass up. Just get him on the kind of the ground next to him. Probably just lean back and kind of full over and just probably land with Stieg half on sprawled on top of him, half sprawled on the rock next to him. Which point Gunder just goes, "We lost the bacon, didn't we?"
Thank you, Gunder.
Nice catch.
That was scary.
Wasn't fun.
Are you okay,
so
Stieg?
Did you let the pulk go?
Well, if it was a choice between me and the pulk, I would have dropped the pulk for sure. So I guess.
I didn't make you make that choice. I did give you the option of not having to make that choice.
So I guess it would be still tied to me.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe
had Gunder made a less roll, that choice probably would have come up, but he made a good roll.
Athletics. It's good for what ails you, kids.
That's true.
Support your local PE program.
Yep. Drink milk, take vitamins, say your prayers. Tear off your shirt.
Make a swole wizard.
Hulk out.
Yeah, make a swole wizard.
Make all your wizards swole as fuck.
That's right.
Not a wizard with 2 10s and an 11.
Yeah, and you the two of you and Svirky.
We're friends now.
We're on nickname basis now.
Yeah, right. You kind of hear him, Stieg, kind of go, and you're turning around as you see Gunder leaping across space to grab him and haul him up. And yeah, after that you are able to continue. And yeah, you travel down out of the mountain. It's out of the mountain. It probably takes you another two full days. So the day that you did, and then another. So this first day, and then another full day to get kind of down off of the heights and kind of into the upper or mid foothills, where it might be much easier to travel kind of across country.
Less steep traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, get me out of this mountain quick.
Excuse me. And nothing more untoward happens during those days of travel. Everything goes fairly smoothly after that one incident.
How many days would you say it is?
So well, down out of the heights, 2 full days. So kind of getting down into the mid-range foothills. I don't know whatever that would count as. Is
it looks like it does
the end of the
outside my
second day.
window.
Yeah, nearing the end of the second day, and you find a decent place to camp with little issue. To be fair, it's mostly a leeward side of a hill to be a little out of the wind. Although I suppose finding a place to camp when you have Magic Hut doesn't mean as much. I camp anywhere as long as it's not like spikes on the ground.
On at least one of those nights, I'd like to take time to copy some of these spells.
Sure. What spells? What spells are you going to copy?
That's a good question. I might need to think about it for a second.
How do you like those new spells?
That's what I'm looking at.
What isn't one called Rune of Limb Chopping?
Yeah. Rune of Limb Cutting.
What?
Yeah, Rune of Limb Cutting.
Okay.
Why don't you tell Michael what it does? Tell the stream what that spell does.
One action. Your weapon and spell attacks score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20.
Bringing it back.
And if you cast it at a really high, if you cast it at 7th level or higher, it's 18 or through 20 is a critical hit.
Bringing back that crit fishing. Yeah, that makes you a paladin's best friend. Or rogue.
What's the range on it?
It says self, so I guess it's like a touch spell. Can you cast it on other people?
Nope. So self means it can only be on yourself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it does count on weapon or spell attacks. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the spell attacks is huge.
Is that on the Allah spell list? If so, I need it.
I don't know. Let me look. It's in the South Seas region guide.
Oh, and so yeah, if you had that going, it's concentration. It would last for like a whole battle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 1 minute. But
I have no idea. The PDF is taking 8 years to load.
Well, let's not worry about it right now. I can look it up later.
Yeah,
I've
it's
got
no
the
big
guide.
deal. But that's a sweet spell. And then there's what was the other one? Rune of
Protection looks really
yeah,
good
Rune
too.
of Protection is huge. 3rd level spell. Super good. Sweet. Yeah, you're able to copy whatever spell that you would like during your time at camp.
Okay.
You don't have to like verbally tell me. You can just, when you decide do so.
All right.
Is there anything that anyone wants to do as during that travel, or during perhaps
Vidar has
At all?
something that he would like to do as they get to the foothills, like the end
Okay.
of their descent, whenever that's appropriate.
Yeah.
I think Astrid had something she wanted to do as well. Perhaps.
I just wanted to ask, Steve, did you ever finish doing those necklaces that were supposed to protect the group?
No, we never started those.
All right.
I have some work to do, I guess.
That was
Yeah,
like the
yes,
whole point of the
please.
quest.
Yeah. I guess that's why we went into the mountain.
Put it on the list.
Am I
Are we
the only
going to
one
have to,
working
have
right
lists
now?
and
I don't.
Attach,
Maybe-
like pin them to his cloak?
Maybe we need a second rune walker.
All right. Okay. I've been very busy.
Need an apprentice.
So I guess, yes, I would also.
You
to
need
work
an
on those.
intern. That's what you need, an intern.
There you go.
But we are doing this over multiple nights, you said, right? So
Yep. Yeah. It'll take 2 full nights to get kind of down, and you kind of reach the traversable foothills at the end of that second day.
So it's like skiable at this point.
Yep. Yeah. So it's like no problem to, like, say, travel across country instead of just up and down, if that makes sense. Not that you can't travel across country on a mountain, but it can be difficult.
Not fun.
Does
Yeah.
anyone else think wolves are really scary? I'm just not that
Sometimes
I
it can
just-
be.
I'm feeling more and more like wolves are a very terrifying thing.
If you've ever been set upon wolves in the winter, yes, they can be terrifying. Although the sudden phobia of the wolf, given that we haven't seen any, feels a little strange. Yes.
You should not be scared of them, Astra. They are not inherently out to get you. They are creatures of the forest and the fields. They simply live their lives like we live ours.
But what about the ones with the glowy eyes? I
Those
think
you should
those
be
really
terrified
are out
of.
to
Those
get
are the
us.
ones you should be worried about. That is not natural.
that.
You
This
can
is
be
not
scared
natural.
of them. That's fair.
Yes.
All right. And you see like Astrid is just like her hand is on that sword as she's talking about it.
Do you see a wolf?
No.
Why? Is there a wolf?
No, that's
me a
why I was
perception
asking you that
roll.
you suddenly brought this up out of nowhere. I have a concern. Just want to make sure you were not seeing something we were not. The concept of invisible wolves is terrifying.
Oh no.
Do not plant those seeds in her head, Gundar. Please.
Gunther just looks at Vidar and his most awkward slow pot just
Yep. And Vidar finishes kind of packing the pulk that he's working on as he looks up at you and kind of shakes his head and says, "You know what, Astrid?
Yes.
Stieg? Let's do something fun. We earned a
Yes.
bit of fun, didn't we not? Here, all right, here's a spot for you, Astrid. Sit in the pulk right here. I made a spot for you.
All right.
And Vidar has the 2 pulks sort of attached to each other with some rope, and Gundar and Stieg, sit here, sit in the pulk. Gather your things, we're leaving.
oh. And Gunther just kind of plants
Yes.
near the back where the weight will do more good.
Now, and then as Vidar is kind of like harnessing himself into the first pulk that Astrid's in, so they're kind of daisy chained together, and
This is like
Vidar
a
is on his
train,
skis.
of toboggans.
Yep, and Vidar is on his skis, and he says, "Now, together we can lean to direct the pulks. I will guide us down the hill. I've done this many times. It is very fun.
Oh
There's
my
nothing
goodness.
to worry about. There are no wolves. There are no cornices to fall off of, Stieg.
If something
Just-
happens, I'm Misty stepping out of there.
That's fine.
And
Just
I've only busted my
feel-
head once when doing this, but that's why we have the helmets.
Your head is thick. You will be okay. And as everybody gets kind of settled in, Vidar is going to sort of pull the pulks over whatever the little ridgeline is and pull them down, skiing in the lead as they just speed down these foothills towards the lowlands.
Astrid
Let's-
covers her eyes and casts Bless.
Gunder
Let's do this.
laughs like a madman.
Let's do this. Vidar, why don't you give us I guess what, like a ski roll?
Yeah, I am
Uh,
actually proficient in cross-country skis as a
Yeah.
tool because I'm a Scotty.
A ski roll or a scroll, if you will.
Yeah. I would allow Dex or Strength for this roll.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be Dex. Okay. And I have guidance or bless as well, or guidance or something. Is that
She has
blessed.
cast Bless.
Bless.
And you can
on,
target everybody at this point, Astrid?
I think 3 people.
Let me just double
Less is
check
only
what
attack rolls and saves.
That's true. It would need to be
it's for
guidance.
saves.
You want guidance.
Oh,
Maybe she wants to
Um,
be able to save though. If
That's
if
fair.
the outcome
That's
is
very
not
fair.
good.
yeah. Yes, I would like to for the saves.
Got it.
Up to 3 creatures. Oh, I'll cast it a second level, so we're all blessed. We all
Okay.
have, to attack or 2 saves, an extra D4.
And that's
Alright.
for how long?
It is for a minute.
A minute. All right. So that'll count for the initial first roll as we get going.
Oh shit. Multiple rolls.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean it's D
All
and D, right?
Here we go.
All right.
First roll, I have
So-
no advantages. So this is a straight roll plus my
Alright.
my cross country ski proficiency. Now, let me ask you this though.
Yes, sir.
Given the fact that Vidar sort of instructed them a little bit on how to lean and sort of assist, is there a possibility that they are helping with this maneuver?
So here's let me let you into my madness. So you're going to make your ski check,
Mhm.
and then based on your ski check, they will make saving throws.
Got it. All right. I like it. All right, here we go. Hang on tight. Woo! That's going to be a 15 total.
A 15, nice.
Not bad.
So let's have the 3 of you make straight up. We'll call the first one strength saving throws. As you lean
bless.
and duck and weave.
Important thing for everyone to know: if it's a saving throw and you're within 10 feet of me, which I think we're all real fucking close for this,
Mhm.
you have a +3 bonus to your saving throw because that's my charisma modifier, and I'm a fucking paladin.
Got that aura.
Hey,
Oh, good.
and whatever the bless bonus is.
Ooh,
For it.
Gunder didn't need it.
Gunder's like a fucking
Nice. Nat 20.
Gunder's like a fucking bobsled captain.
Natural 20. Okay, Steve got a 12, so that's a 15 plus bless, which is what, a
Which is a
D4?
D4.
16.
16, yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah,
30.
Very cool.
20.
nice. So yeah, so Vidar kind of leads the way on the skis, and takes you down a pretty kind of steep initial bank or initial slope into a kind of a bank to the right. So you all kind of lean appropriately, I guess uphill, so you're not like tossing over, and all of you are able to lean amicably, so as to not tumble from the pulse from the sleds. Let's have another one as you continue on down. Let's do one more.
Ooh, this part looks rather steep. Here we go. Ooh, 10.
10. So yeah, so we'll do the saving throws again. Unless she casts bless again, you will not be blessed anymore, because this will be like further down. No, this is like a big descent, right?
Okay, so bless isn't still in
Right.
play. Okay, so that was with Gunder's. I have a 20.
Nice.
It's great.
17 plus 3.
14.
14.
17.
17. Yeah. Same sort of thing. You guys are able to lean and whatnot appropriately, and you cruise on down. Do you want to keep going?
I think as
Do
far
we
as
have a
we can
choice?
go.
Do you want to do one more? I mean, no, we can narratively stop it. That's fine. But
Let's do one
you
more.
know,
Let's do one more.
let's do-
Yeah,
I think
let's do one more.
we're in it to win it at this point.
Yeah,
all right.
we're making good
Let's see that.
progress.
Let's see that ski check.
All right, here we go. Ski check coming up. Whee! 15.
Still a 15. Yeah. So, and let's do another saving throw. Straight up normal.
Hang on, Stieg.
I got a 17.
Nice.
Ow.
22.
Hell yeah.
20.
Yeah. And again, you all are in line, like, at the right times. You're moving fast. It's super rad. And you finally Vidar, you finally lead them to a flat spot. And you kind of just coast across the top of a hill for a while before you kind of come to a rest.
Before we
you
come to the
last.
rest, I'll just be like, I'll look back as we're sort of gliding. That was amazing. Great job, you all. Wonderful.
I'm impressed with us, especially me. I tend to tumble out of those.
I can't believe we didn't wreck the pulk.
Yeah, you look back up, and that was perhaps like a half-mile descent.
That was,
Made good time.
that was like
yeah.
Banff Film Festival style.
Yeah, exactly.
Descent right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do tonight. That's what I've been thinking about that all night.
Hell yeah.
You have the best ideas that involve mountains and snow.
I probably should have rolled for the burger. That's okay.
He's fine.
Fricker was there. It was cool. He was having a good time.
He fell off half
He's
a mile
terrified.
back.
Probably.
Like, ah, my leg.
Oops.
Yeah, and you stop and kind of disembark, as it were, and Sverker, he kind of comes up to Vidar, as you're kind of, you're not like dissembling from a pulp still, and he says, so you're heading on to find Fogbear.
This is true.
Hmm.
It is our destination.
You know
Do you
where
know
it is?
of this place?
I mean, I've heard the stories, even in Vauxhall, but I've not been there.
It will be
No.
dangerous, but yes, that is our destination. Why do you ask us?
I mean, it's obviously to the east. I might head and try to find Molgor.
It is to the south.
If you do, let them know you saw us.
Stay at the Storyteller Inn. They have the better stew. So, if you go to the other one, like the cooking's not as good, tell Absalon I sent you.
I will. And again, I thank you for the rescue.
We're glad we prevented you from doing harm or something you were not wanting to do.
Yeah, they probably would have killed me when we were done.
This seems likely. They're assholes.
Yeah, they were not the nicest.
It is a long journey to Molgar. You must take some of these supplies with you, and Vidar will start sort of giving him a package or a bundle or
You actually can
something
see
to
that
help
he has a pack.
Okay. Well, we'll give
Yeah,
him
he
some
had-
supplies, whatever he needs.
Okay.
You know, it's not nearby.
Right. Because he had rummaged through their stuff as well. You outfit him.
Yeah. Best we can.
And he puts on a pair of snowshoes that he had got off those guys.
Dead
and,
guys.
Waves his goodbyes. He says, may your ancestors watch over you.
Be careful of the horrible haunted wood. If you can, maybe go around it.
I do not think the haunted wood is on this route.
Well, I don't know. We went through it to get up the mountain.
She
Yes, we went
speaks
a very
of
different
the
direction.
Fengorn. You
The
would do well to
Rangorn,
not enter the Rangorn.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are like on the. Do I have? Nope. Do I have? Let's see. So if we're you guys, this map it's less cool. So yeah, you kind of ended up. So you kind of came up into the mountains from the east, and you kind of went up and then around. So you're not quite like due north of town, but you're kind of out of those troublesome areas. He'll be able to just kind of shoot on through the unforested area for the most part.
Good luck,
Or-
Snurker. Travel well.
And to you. And you part ways.
God, I hated that guy.
He
kidding.
smelled
I'm
funny.
sure he'll be fine.
But he was
It's not
pleasant.
like there are woods and horrible undead things everywhere.
He turns back while we're talking about him. Just wave. Goodbye.
Bye-bye!
I mean, there shouldn't be anything there other than wolves.
If he dies,
And those vulture things.
it was his time.
If he dies, he dies.
There's nothing we can do now for him. We must look to Fogbear's village and the end of Mavnus.
Yes, let's go to a worse place.
We
Yeah.
have been called
You
there.
seem far
You
too
know.
excited about that.
You know,
Oh,
how
you
far,
know.
how far it is.
It is a great distance.
Well, then we best get moving.
It's a number of days travel at least. A number. I mean, one is a number, I suppose, but
One is the loneliest number, I'm told.
it's
Three is the
feasibly
magic number.
yeah,
according to
right.
De La
It's
Soul.
feasibly if from what you understand of like the rough area where it probably is, it's probably about a week's travel.
When we would have
And these
received
can-
some kind of information from Longstrider as well, I'm guessing, right?
Correct.
That was kind
Yep,
of the whole
yep.
point of talking to
Yep.
her was figuring out how to get there. So we have a pretty good idea.
Yep. Yeah. You have a pretty good idea as to the general area. And it's it's probably about a week's in these conditions, in this economy. It's probably like a week's travel in this economy.
Can we
Of-
finish the the medallions
Yeah, I was gonna say
before we
that's-
get to the haunted?
We most definitely
Evil-
should.
Because Steve's
thing.
got some work to do.
Steve. Hey, buddy.
With the medallions.
Yeah.
So the way I understand it is I have 3 chunks of this crystal. I have the ability to possibly make 3 medallions out of it, but 1 chunk is questionable. So the 1 chunk could produce 2 medallions if I get lucky.
If you don't jack it up.
If I don't mess
Right.
it up.
Yep.
So altogether I could make 3. Is that what it was?
Correct.
Okay. So I think we should go for it and try to make 3 medallions. So I don't know if how do you want to work that?
Let's do it like this. Make a, what is it? Rune carving tool check. Because as a rune walker, you are proficient in rune scribing tools.
Yes.
With guidance.
Ooh, that's even better.
With the blessings of Balder.
Now
The power of Balder compels you. The power of Balder
Power
compels
Balder
you.
does compel you.
is it the roll, would it be plus my intelligence?
Hmm.
Like how does
Always
the tools work?
Always a good question.
I'm used to having this automated by Roll20.
Yeah, ultimately tools. So I guess realistically, tools can be whatever. Let me take a look really quick. Give me a quick second to pull up.
You're proficient with them, I'm
old-
guessing, as a rune walker.
He is, yep.
Yeah, so you definitely had your
So-
proficiency bonus.
To pull up Ye Old Xanathar's Guide, just to kind of get an
Ooh,
idea.
ye old Xanathars.
Yeah,
Have one of those.
as opposed to Young Xanathar's Guide. Young Xanathar's Guide, it's a totally different book, but Ye Old Xanathar's Guide.
Lil Zanny.
Just a little bit more pictures than the young one.
Lil
They're much
Xanny.
nicer.
They call him Lil Zanny.
Oh no. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's call it an intelligence based roll.
Okay. That's good. 16 plus proficiency bonus would be 19, plus intelligence would be 23.
That'll do it. That's nice. Yeah.
And guidance.
Plus guidance.
It's 27.
Oh,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's getting it done.
That is
hot
good.
damn. Hot damn.
You look like you know what you're doing.
So that nope. Wow. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yes. Yeah, you are able to kind of discern, not unlike say a jeweler would do, kind of discern where to kind of crack this thing, to crack it properly, and you do so into 2 whole pieces, not one piece and then a bunch of little pieces. 2 whole usable pieces, and you are able to carve one of these runes, one of these rune combos that kind of makes this this item, this amulet, and you give me let's call it you're proficient with Arcana, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me an Arcana roll. I should probably be on the
So that's
on the
11,
VTT when I call for a roll.
11 plus, so that's a total of 18.
18. Okay. And you are able to invest the appropriate amount of power into this item. Perhaps what's your spell slot readout?
The number of spell slots?
Yeah.
I have 5 first, 4 second, and 4 third.
4 third. Let's say 2 third level spell slots
Okay.
are required in the crafting of one of these. But you are able to carve and invest the appropriate amount of power into this item. And you have made, and this probably took, maybe 6 to 8 hours of time of carving and a bit of ritual and whatnot. And you have an amulet
Nice.
of, let's call it an amulet of passage.
Yeah.
Cool.
I finished one.
Did it work?
It looks nice.
It definitely works.
Certainly seems to glimmer a little bit.
It's good. Now make 2 more.
Okay.
Exactly the
Chop, chop.
same.
Let's go.
Chop, chop.
Can't be here all day.
Maybe
You really got to stay
tomorrow
on these
night.
rune walkers, if you want to get your money's worth.
Yeah,
They
fucking
get
blade 'em out of
distracted.
them.
They start scribing other spells.
I need
Exactly.
a smoke break.
I would never talk about you like they are, Stig, and I apologize. I'll just threaten your family. So,
There's a lot of incentive, Stieg.
Yeah.
Do
Keep
it, or we'll
telling
make
yourself
Simon be
we're-
sober.
Ay,
Just keep telling yourself we're going to save the world.
I don't want to push it too much and then screw one up.
okay, well, we do work on it tomorrow.
I think it's wise to spread it out a little bit. I can't. Well, I could, but then I wouldn't sleep.
Let's do this.
I'm told sleep is for the weak.
Let's have everybody make just a D20 roll.
I did a 5. Is that good?
Natural 1 for Vidar.
Natural 20, which is
20 for
probably
Astrid.
not good when I roll it randomly for things I don't know about.
We have
Well,
no
it's
idea. It's a
Obviously
mystery.
offset by that natural 1, so I
Yeah.
think we're
Right.
just fine.
Teamwork.
So the second day of travel, on this kind of new spread of travel, the day after that, Stieg has crafted this first item. You are eking out a little bit more travel as the light darkens a bit. You can see, on the next hill over is you can see is something that looks like it would be a dope place to camp. Yeah. So you're like, okay, let's push on to get to that. And you, who is kind of taking up the rear in this travel? Is that still going to be Gunder?
I believe it'd still be Gunder.
Okay. Gunder, give me a, let's call it a perception roll. Nice.
A 22 total.
Natural 20, 22 total. You are
Nice.
not necessarily, you're not really startled when this happens. But 2 stag kind of bolt by you. You kind of you're kind of trudging along, and you kind of start to hear the strange sound that deer make as they run through the woods. I don't know if it's really strange as they run through the
It's
through
very
the snow.
specific, though.
Yeah, and you hear it, and you kind of turn, and as you turn, these things are moving, and they just bolt by you, kind of not on they're not like following the same line, but they kind of like it's like they do a cross, and they're maybe like, feet from you, like you could almost reach out and touch them. And then of course you also notice why they are running so fast, and it is because you can see a pack of wolves
No.
coming up the hill behind them.
Like, dude,
I
the
knew
wolves
it!
looking sorcelled, or is it just wolves?
You with that roll, I will say you do not see a glowing eye bits or a strange rune of power ablazing upon their foreheads.
That's fine. Gundar just lets out a low whistle and kind of, nods over towards Vidar and then nods at the wolves.
There are 11 wolves.
Group up together. It will be
I cast
okay.
Bless
Correct response.
on all of us.
Bless.
Vidar pulls the wolf's howl sacks from the scabbard, and let me just take a peek at this real quick. He kind of steps forward in front of the group as the wolves are sort of running by, and he is going to clang the sword against a piece of metal that he has on him.
Nice.
To essentially scare them off.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Give me an animal handling roll.
Okay. 5.
Bless? No.
No,
Okay.
blesses for skill rolls. Make it with advantage though, because you are using a magical item to do it. That makes sense.
Ooh. 17 plus
that is
stuff.
that is extremely higher.
20,
Not
dirty
bad.
20.
20. Okay. Yeah, you can see that there's a lot of wolves, and they're kind of, they're in a nice V formation. Like a bunch of
Like geese.
fighter jets. Like a bunch of geese.
a charging squadron of cavalry.
Exactly. Yep. A flying wedge, as it were. You can see that a few of them kind of take notice of you lot as you're kind of circling up, and kind of their kind of yips and howls kind of change tonality a bit. And it looks like maybe some of them are gonna maybe break off to do something, and you smash your wolf's howl sacks against a piece of whatever it is, this piece of metal, and that howl rings out. What's the
20-foot radius thunder damage, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. What's the saving throw for that?
Doesn't say. There's no save.
Oh, okay. Please roll that damage.
Two thunder damage.
So everyone but Vidar takes 2 thunder damage as this like preternatural howl rings out from this blade. And these this like half of the V that is kind of turning to kind of perhaps circle around you. You can see that one of them perhaps is kind of leading this, what would be a second formation of wolves. Kind of hears that your howl and is like, gives a nod, and they turn and run after back to the formation, and then charge down after the stags.
You see, Astrid, they are just trying to survive like we are. It is good to
Esther,
assert
you did
our
not
dominance
like any of that.
Mm-mm.
towards them.
They were
We are
terrifying.
We're okay.
Gundr just puts a hand on Astrid's shoulder.
We should keep
Yeah,
moving.
there was almost that primal fear kind of was like rising in you as all of that happened. And they run off and do not bother you this night. What? Never mind. Nothing.
Weird.
They don't bother you this night. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow.
back for
yeah,
more.
and you reach this cool dope spot, this dope ass spot to camp, and camp, and it's rad. Steve, do you want to make another amulet? Amulet
Yes.
of Passage. Please give me that. Roll that tool footage.
We're gonna guidance him.
Yeah, Astrid. do you
Oh,
have
yes.
Could you help me for a second?
Yeah. I think if you turn it this way, it'll carve better.
Jenga.
Guidance.
Guidance. All right, here we go. All right. Oof. It's a 4 plus. I got some stuff. So proficiency bonus and modifier, so that's 11
Okay.
plus guidance.
Plus guidance.
14.
14. Okay.
Nice.
And then an Arcana check. Let's go for the hat trick.
8 plus 7. 15.
15. Okay. And you'll have to spend another 2 third level spells.
Yep.
Or spell slots, as it were, to invest. Same as before. Although you don't have to split anything, you're just carving now. But you carve and ritual and invest. And it was dicey. But you saw through it.
Yes.
You felt perhaps a bit of the pain of dying alone in a haunted village, and the agony that would bring you in an afterlife away from your family and anyone you've ever known, to pull through. Such is the power of Baldur, because he's of course in Helheim.
But if we die in battle, then we go to the good place,
Yeah,
Valhalla.
I'm
perhaps.
tired.
Ultimately, it is up to the gods. If we enter Valhalla, they are fickle at best.
And here's the thing: in Svilland, they don't really address. Does Freya still get some of the dead? Because in
I
Norse
believe in our
mythology-
slightly more accurate version.
yeah, Freya does get a portion of the dead.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's not.
We'll
here
find
nor
out
there
when
at
the
this
time
point.
comes.
That's right.
We'll find out next session.
Next session when
Likely.
everyone dies.
Right. It's coming up.
Join
so
us next season for Ragnarok.
We're
Nice.
settling
It's a
in
great
for
idea.
another
It's a really
rest
good
now.
idea.
Yep. Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah. And yeah. You camp and rest and do those things. And it is uneventful. It is a nice night. And in fact, we can we'll kind of skip ahead a bit. Steve, if you want to do another set of rolls for the final one, we can go ahead and do that now.
As no wolves appear to bar our passage.
17 plus 7, so it's 24.
24. So let's do your Arcana check at advantage.
Ooh, yeah. So that's a 19.
A 19. It will only cost you one third level spell slot to invest the same amount of power because you have done a better job. This is a really good one. Now you've got the hang of it now, right? You've done 3. You're like, yeah, I should start a fucking factory. Like everybody needs
Just need more of that
everybody needs
crystal.
one of Stieg's Amulets of Passage. It's going to be all the rage in Crocksholt, next season, right? The catwalks will be full of them.
I think your dad's speaking through you there, Stig.
And let's do one more kind of set of D20 rolls. Just to
12
see if anything
for
else
Vidar.
weird happens.
3.
I got an 11.
A wild token has appeared. Nothing. You don't see hide or hair of those wolves during your journey. Is there anything, indeed, during the journey, anything that you have with each other that you would like to do, or anything else that you would like to accomplish during this trek? Is there any more spell scribing that you can do, Stieg?
Yeah, I would like to scribe at least one of the spells from that book, and I don't know. I guess it's kind of. How much money do we have? 250 gold.
Not enough.
So if the group is okay with Stieg spending money, he'd like to add some of these spells to his spell book.
If you can promise me, when this is all over, you can help me get a good deal on sheep from your father.
That is easy.
And yes, I'm fine.
Go ahead.
He's got more sheep than he knows what to do with. All right.
I'm sure he has a good
So
imagination.
I will spend some time and put 250 gold worth of those spells into my book.
Nice.
It's probably going to be 2 spells, but I have to
Sure.
kind of decide.
Yeah.
Which one I
No
want.
worries. And then Vidar, as you are kind of leading the party, let me ask this question: who is carrying amulets? What do you do? I guess
Well,
first question: what do you do with them?
the 3 amulets were in addition to that one that I made when we were with Gurney.
Right.
So I
That's
have
true.
that one, but
You do have the lesser,
yeah, it
the
doesn't
amulet
have
of
the
lesser
range.
passage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would probably give the other 3 to them.
Okay.
And use the
What
one
do
I
these
carved
amulets
before.
do exactly mechanically?
They will so when you're they'll help you be able to they're going to help you be able to find it as it is obfuscated to be able to find the location itself, but then B once inside Fogbearers village, there will be the necessity to kind of make like vision will be hampered by mist and fog, which this will help alleviate. And there'll be some kind of like finding the path kind of roles that you will have like advantage on, thanks to these things.
Got
to
it.
essentially to resist getting lost as you make your way around.
Okay.
So Vidar, why don't you give me an advantaged survival roll as
Okay.
you are kind of nearing the end of this travel journey and begin kind of actively looking for this place.
Okay. I will do that, but there's one thing that would happen like over the course of the travel that that while Stieg is doing his thing, Vidar would speak with Gundr. Gundr, I have not asked you for this, but would you train me a bit in combat technique? I know it will be important when we encounter madness, and I think, well, you have much to teach.
I am honored. Actually, in that case, Astrid, come here.
Yes.
You also need refreshers, and he will drill both of them.
All right.
Drill
I'll use
them
my
as in
sword.
run them through drills. Yes.
Perfect.
Different kind of campaign for a minute.
Yeah, it's like, wait, no, yeah, but Gundr's more than happy. He will work them both through basic striking forms and parries and everything over the course of however much longer we have.
He's gonna really work us through on this drilling.
Yeah,
veritable
by the end of it,
threesome of combat.
Yeah, at the end of it,
drills so hard.
Yeah, you have fantastically straight countersunk holes all over your 2x4s.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's all I ever wanted. All right, so you said advantage survival rolls.
Yeah. What here before we get to that real quick, what did you pick up? Because I ultimately we know that you picked up a level of fighter.
Yeah. So
you got another fighting style because of fighter, right?
I got a
First
fighting
level?
style, which I took defense, and a
Which is what Gundr has.
so that would be appropriate, and then also second wind.
Nice.
Yep.
So you have 2 weapon
Yeah.
fighting and defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ew.
Yeah.
And Gundr will definitely at one point during the drills, it will definitely be look to Astrid and say, we both seem to have magic swords. Let us see how this works. And definitely just have a magic sword on magic sword, sparring match.
And you will notice as we fight, whenever you hit me, you tend to feel a little bit of that pain from the impact.
Gundr just shakes his head and laughs and goes, that is dirty. It's fine as long as you're not hitting me with it.
And this sword, Astrid, is it's a lot different than a normal sword, right? So this material that it's constructed from is actually a stone that fell from the sky, according to the book. It's a real thing in the book.
Yeah.
And but
Space metal. Stone.
or space stone, yeah.
Space stone.
But it is so its weight is a little different. Like it's not necessarily unwieldy. But once you you have used it a few times, you get the hang of it. and as you use it and as you had attuned to it, you know that some of the runes that are carved along its length are many of them are kind of channeling the power that it has and that it uses, but some of them are also to allow it to be a more wieldy and less kind of weird stone weighty, right? So it moves a little different. It feels different. It hits different, like it has a different timbre. Timbre? It has a different sound.
Timber.
Yeah. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I got, so for going up to 6, I get a divine domain feature,
Oh.
which is reflect immersive pain.
Sounds great.
Yeah, right. So you can make an attacker feel the pain it inflicted on you. As an action, you activate this feature for a minute, and whenever a creature within 10 feet of you makes a successful attack on you, it must succeed a wisdom saving throw or take half the damage it dealt to you as psychic damage.
Fuck 'em up.
Oh,
Holy
So that's why I said
Holy
it hurts a little bit whenever you
buckets.
land a blow on Astrid.
Nice. Very cool. And the other Dave is gone now. The two of you, you just got, what did you get for 6th level?
Me?
The
Huh?
other two of you.
Oh, I got that bonus to everyone saves.
Oh,
Just
okay.
an aura of it's better because I'm standing here.
Right.
yeah, I got one of my Runewalker. Sorry.
Runewalker
It's
power.
it's essentially the ability to scribe objects with a spell.
Mm.
You spend a spell slot and can't remember what else.
That's your tradition ability.
Yeah, so it is the Scribe of Gods. Inscribe runes from your list onto rock sleeves or anything else you can find. You can do so by expending the rune spell slot. Takes an hour. You can later use those runes as if they were spell scrolls. Such runes can only be read once and can only be used by you. And
You can
Kill.
pass fucking
Dope.
scrolls. That's
it has a price
dope.
though, just like everything else wizardy.
Mhm.
And it's not cheap. So
Wow,
y'all
that's
got
pretty
any of
rad.
that gold?
Nothing worthwhile is.
I really feel like I might have to write a product soon that like changes all of that. Like, why does it cost me gold to inscribe words onto a
Yeah.
leaf?
Well,
Where does that gold go? Where does that gold go?
I know. Their
It's
explanation
used for
is
the
you need to use
components that are
a
used
special
to
ring.
actually make the spells. It's like the
Yeah.
paper and the
Yeah.
whatever else, the ink and
Right.
things that you need to do. That's, I think, what it is.
Yeah, it
Well,
says
the weird
inscribing
part
requires a certain amount of gold since it is done with a special ink. That's what they say. So,
Oh, okay. So worth of ink. So 100
Ah.
gold worth of ink.
Fair
Right.
enough. Fair enough.
but for example,
Well,
a level
that's
3
good
spell
looking
would
out.
be 300 gold. So it's not cheap.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Vidar, let us have you, as we are wrapping up, let us have you make an advantaged survival roll.
That will be a 24.
A 24. So you kind of reach the area about where you assume that this place is, and it's been about a week of travel, kind of up and down these foothills and across through the snow and weather as you have traversed. And you spend maybe about a day. You kind of find a bit of high ground and kind of scout, and indeed even take the amulet and peer at the landscape kind of through its opulescence. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think that works. As if it were a spyglass and you were on a ship. And you spot in a valley, maybe two valleys over, or whatever, not too far distant, a kind of like a mass of fog and mist, and you can see as you kind of peer at this through the amulet, you can see like outlines and kind of shadows or shapes in the fog, as if there were kind of oddly shaped spires there in this kind of mass in this fog, right? And as you kind of lead the group down and up and then back down a bit, kind of to the edge of this area of indeed what will feasibly become Fogbear's village, you can see that you're kind of standing like kind of on the top of a ridge, and you can see that this valley that is, you can kind of see, thanks to the effect of these amulets, you can see that this valley is kind of broken, as if a portion of the rock and earth has been scoured away, and so it's a fairly steep drop, like where you're. Ow! I just bit my tongue. Where you're kind of standing down into this place, and you can see these kind of the outlines of these rock spires, not unlike a section of Badlands, in the
Badlands.
west, in the Badlands, kind of small plateau-ish sorts of things, and you can see the outlines of ruins upon them, and here you find yourselves at the beginning of the end of your journey, at the edge of Fogbear's village.
Woohoo!
After trials and tribulations, Stieg has still not died to the elements.
Not yet.
Not yet.
For lack of trying.
Not yet.
Haven't
Not for
died
lack-
in a river
Not
yet.
for lack of trying.
There hasn't been a river for a while.
Never cross a river.
True. We
I've
haven't
had so many
crossed a
people
river.
die trying to cross rivers.
It's worse than Oregon Trail.
But here you are. The
We made
the
it.
weight, perhaps, of the task in front of you, perhaps filling your cavities, your chests, as it were, gripping your heart, as they would say in literary passages.
Uncomfortable.
My cavity seems suddenly extra full.
But perhaps the strength of your conviction boosting you up. So, my friends, let's join us next week as we find out what the hell is in the fog right here on Midwinter Keening.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Woo!
There
we
we
did
go.
it. We made it.
Just know it.
You
Did we
made it.
win?
Woo!
I think we won.
You
We're almost
You
to the big
saw-
boss.
you solved my mountain climbing puzzle.
We solved the mountain puzzle. It was as simple as not letting Stieg die.
Yeah.
It's really hard,
Every-
actually.
Keep Stieg alive. Yeah.
Everyone who's out there in internet land,
It goes that
again,
way.
as always,
It's fine.
thanks so much for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed your time with us as much as we enjoyed our time with you.
Well said.
Remember that you can still use that link, the Tiltify link, if it is in both your heart and your wallet, to donate some money to the Red Cross to help with relief for the tornado victims. That would be great. And if not, hey, I understand. It's a weird world. It's Christmas time, you know. Lots of people have no money now because we spent it all on gifts for our family and friends. And that's perfectly okay. Or like me, you have bought $100 goose. Turns out geese
It was $100 for that goose?
$9.99 a pound, and it's a 10-pound goose.
Wow, you could have just
Damn.
bought a hunting license and shot one.
Yeah, I know, right? I would have also had to buy a gun.
Hmm.
I have one you
Should
can
we,
borrow anytime.
That's
Should we
fair.
roll? We never rolled our hit dice. Should we roll those before we?
Oh, I rolled mine.
I rolled
Oh,
mine.
yeah. If you haven't rolled hit dice, go ahead and roll them.
Hey, we're gonna
I am-
raid. I'm thinking
Oh yeah.
we're gonna raid let's raid Gazumba. He raids us. He raided us last
love
night.
raiding a
Let's
good
raid him
Gazumba.
back.
He did.
Good stuff. You guys want to
Again,
roll your
join us
hit
next
dice
week.
before we do that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Astrid rolled a 2.
Ouch.
Steve rolled a
All right.
3,
So that's
which is
Well,
five more
mathematically
points.
way better than Astrid's 2 in
That's
the
true.
ratio of the dice that they
I-
rolled.
I rolled a 4 at the beginning of the session for my hit dice.
Okay.
all right. That brings me
So-
to 39.
Hey, that's
Right.
not
I like to say it on the stream because sometimes it gets erased and I have to go back and figure out what
watch
it was.
this. Watch this.
Join us for the raid, everybody.
Yeah.
Hit them up with the beautiful, beautiful emotes that we just got. We got a great raid emote. We hope you use it. Darth, thanks for being here. Phantom, thank you so much for your generous donation tonight. Black and Forge, thanks for the follow. You guys are awesome. Tythalanos, always a pleasure to have you here. You guys are great. We'll see you next time. Cherry Thick was here. Hello, Cherry Thick.
Hey, Cherry Thick.
Wow.
What up?
Here we go.
Thanks.
Let's do this. Let's
Good to see you.
do this.
hi, Kyle.
raid.
I'll see you later, Kyle.
Bye, Kyle.